G'day and thanks for joining me for Humble Choice Smash or Pass for October 2025. In this series, I check out the offering of the Humble Choice bundle each month and compare reviews, value and compatibility of each included title with one goal in mind, to help you decide, will you smash the choose games button or will you pass this time and hope for a better offering next month? It's been an up and down year with some quality bundles mixed in with some disappointing selections, so let's see what they've got in store for us this time. Let me know in the comments down below if you'll be picking up this bundle or not and which game you're most excited to try. And please consider subscribing to help support me and stay informed when I drop a new video. Now let's get into it. Atomic Heart was an enigma of a game when it was first announced. I remember when the initial teaser trailer was revealed years ago, and many people were convinced that it was a scam project that would never end up being released. Such was the insane scope of the gameplay footage and the incredible presentation that was shown. In the end, the game was real, and it has released to a warm, if not underwhelming reception. Now known for being a unique and mind-blowing FPS with some great ideas inspired by other FPS classics such as BioShock, but with some flawed execution of its own. Releasing in 2023, Atomic Heart is priced like a AAA game and still sells for $90 Australian, and that's just for the base version. Not included in the choice bundle is the handful of paid DLC that is on offer. Atomic Heart is Steam Deck verified, but check the recommended specs. It's not the most intensive game, but you might need something relatively modern to run it, especially if you're going to bump up all the graphical settings. It should also be noted that the game incorporates Denuvo, the third-party anti-cheat DRM, so consider that if that's something that concerns you. The game enjoys a lifetime mostly positive review rating of 78%, of English reviews at least, thanks to Steam's new way of categorizing reviews. Players praise the unique and unsettling setting of the game, with an almost universal admiration of the mind-bending world and enemy design that goes beyond what you'd expect from a standard FPS game. There are plenty of comparisons to BioShock and Fallout, quoting the unsettling and puzzling nature of the world, combined with the open world elements. Overall, players find the combat to be satisfying and the exploration rewarding, though many find the game does get old after the initial awe-inspiring introduction of the game. This is one I've had on my radar for quite a long time now, so I'm very happy to finally have the opportunity to give it a try. V Rising is an interesting game. Back when it was released, I had a handful of friends who got really into it and kept asking me to join them, but I could never really get my head around what sort of game it was, and so I never really got invested. Playing as a vampire in this survival action RPG, you stalk the open world, hunting and feeding on blood to grow stronger while avoiding the sun. Meanwhile, you can also build your own customizable castle that becomes your own personalized home base, perfect for storing your loot and acting as a meeting hub for you and your vampire friends. This game has a unique focus on multiplayer PvP, which is sort of what turned me off of the idea originally, but it seems to have also fleshed out the cooperative and solo experience if you are that way inclined as well. V Rising was released in 2024 and currently sells for around $50. It also features a few paid DLCs which aren't included in the bundle, but they do include additional content, cosmetics and house decorations, which are all fairly well received. The game is also Steam Deck verified and is not overly expensive to run on slightly older hardware. The game boasts an 89% very positive rating and still appears to have an active player base despite some questionable updates and changes to gameplay in recent times. Being a very PvP focused game, you can imagine the frustration when the devs push out updates that completely turn the balance of the gameplay, and based on recent reviews that's exactly what has happened to sour the experience for a few longer term players. Beyond that, the general sentiment is that it is an enjoyable game with a great presentation and a satisfying, if not a bit linear, progression. The castle building elements are very well regarded with plenty of content and customization to boot. While it's not a game I ever felt inclined to purchase, I'll happily take this opportunity to give it a try, and I hope I still have a few friends interested in playing some co-op. System Shock is the latest retro classic to be remastered and given the HD treatment. Rebuilding the renowned 1994 classic with new visuals and sounds, plus modernised interface and controls, this remake is the perfect opportunity to jump in and experience this fan favourite 30 years on. Praised as the inspiration for many iconic and genre-redefining FPS games such as BioShock and Prey, System Shock takes us on an immersive and intense journey through a space station under the influence of an AI gone rogue. To survive, you'll need to adapt, fight, hack and explore as you navigate the station and its vast cyberspace. This remake was released in 2023 and currently sells for around $60, and despite the very pretty visuals, the game doesn't appear to be too hardware intensive. You won't need the most cutting-edge gaming PC to enjoy this, though notably it is not verified for Steam Deck. Thankfully, as a single-player experience, it doesn't appear to require any third-party accounts or always online DRM, which seems to be becoming the norm for a lot of publishers. Overall, the remake was highly regarded and currently boasts a 90% very positive rating on Steam. As you'd expect, fans of the original are also fans of the remake, praising the much improved and modernised quality of life features which still leave the core gameplay of the original intact. This means it looks and plays very well, and while many systems have been modernised, the challenging and often punishing gameplay is still present, for better or for worse. As you'd expect from a game of this vintage, there is no hand-holding, no quest marker to follow, which is a welcome challenge for some, or a point of frustration to others who may be used to games being a lot more accessible and simple. Once again, this is a game I was interested in, but never quite keen enough to purchase separately. And now, for the third time in a row, this bundle's given me the opportunity to try out a game that's been on my wishlist for a very long time. Pioneers of Olive Town is a casual farming sim RPG that seems to follow the usual tropes of games in this genre. You inherit the family farm. Now it's up to you to ensure you keep things running and carry on your family's legacy. Raise animals, plant crops, get acquainted with the locals, go fishing, do some crafting, do some exploring. There are at least a handful of farming games I could be describing right now, but what isn't clear is exactly what this one does differently. Pioneers of Olive Town was released in 2021 and still sells for $60, despite there being 2 newer games in the Story of Seasons franchise. It is a single-player only experience, and does not support the Steam Deck, which is a shame because I feel like games like this would be really well suited for playing on the go. There is also paid content for the game, which mostly seems to include cosmetics and a few new scenarios to play, but this has not been very well received by reviewers. Overall, the game boasts an 83% positive rating, but this drops dramatically to 66% in recent reviews, so let's see what's gone wrong. Most of the negativity seems to come around the clumsy controls and the occasional game-breaking bug. On top of that, there is a very short storyline, and the endgame is said to come quickly and wears thin just as quickly from there. But it's not all bad news. A number of positive reviews come from players with hundreds of hours in the game, praising the vast amount of content and things to do, plus enjoying the chill, relaxing fun of your typical farming sim. Personally, I think I've played enough of this type of game, and I don't really see the appeal of starting up a new one. Cryptmaster is a unique dungeon crawler with a striking black and white visual. All of your abilities are dictated by words. You fill the gaps with letters to complete actions or discover new abilities as you complete quests and solve tricky puzzles. The game features a large amount of freedom, with multiple solutions to most problems that you face, so you can get creative with the words that you put together. Cryptmaster also boasts a range of gameplay elements that are gradually introduced to the dungeon, such as card battling or creature collecting, which keeps things interesting. This one was released in 2024 and currently sells for around $36. It is playable but not verified for Steam Deck, but otherwise should run on just about anything you can throw it at. Remarkably, lifetime reviews are 95% overwhelmingly positive, proving that this unique take on the dungeon crawler is very much appreciated by gamers. Players love the unique gameplay elements, with the word-based combat being deceptively simple but ultimately satisfying as you learn new and more powerful words. The game is heavy on puzzles and riddles, and these seem to be well received, regarded as challenging but fair. Progress appears to be more based around you as the player, learning how to harness your abilities with words. This is at the expense of leveling up or developing your characters themselves like in a traditional game. This one also appears to do everything well, from humorous writing, excellent sound and visual design. I actually checked out the demo for this one before it was released, and I was impressed then. I'd be very happy to jump back in to check this one out. Shogun Showdown is a turn-based roguelike deck builder that's all about strategy. In combat, your positioning and preparation are just as important as your attacks. As you proceed, you'll discover new tiles and upgrade your abilities in order to build a deck full of combos and synergies in order to succeed in battle. With a charming pixel art aesthetic and plenty of content to unlock, this one will keep you roguelike fans happy for a while. Shogun Showdown was released in 2024 and currently sells on Steam for around $20 Australian. It is Steam Deck verified, which sounds like the perfect way to play this one. Incredibly, the game boasts a whopping 97% positive lifetime rating on Steam, which is one of the highest rated games you'll find. So what makes this one so special? Players just love it. The mechanics are simple but satisfying, combat is refined and balanced to the point where it never feels like you're screwed over by RNG, which can be a huge factor in other roguelike deck builder games. Reviewers appreciate the amount of content to unlock, and incredibly satisfying progression on top of the charming art and incredible music. Looking for some negatives? Well, most negative reviewers simply admit that the game is just not for them. Personally though, I do love a good roguelike deck builder, so I'll happily add this one to my collection. Hotel Renovator, at first glance, reminds me of all those asset flips trying to cash in on a popular idea like House Flipper. However, maybe I'm not giving this one enough credit. You take on an old, worn-out hotel and you're tasked with revamping and renovating it, designing beautiful spaces that the critics will love. Everything from the paint to the furniture is customizable, giving you the ultimate freedom to create a unique and inspiring interior space. This one was released in 2023 and currently sells for $40. It is playable but not verified on Steam Deck. The store page indicates there is a third-party end-user license agreement that players must agree to, but I imagine this is related to online content sharing features of the game. On top of the base package included with the bundle, there are multiple packs of paid DLCs containing new furniture and decoration themes, just in case you want more than the base game offers. Overall, the game is well received with a 77% positive lifetime rating, but it's not without its fair criticisms. Overall, players find the game enjoyable but flawed, with a frustrating, random event system that interferes with what you might expect to be a chill, relaxing experience. The game can feel a bit janky with confusing limitations on item placement and poor optimization and bugs aplenty. Players who can see past these flaws seem to have a reasonably good time, but I imagine you'd have to really like this kind of game to see any value in it. For the average gamer, I'm not sure there's much appeal here. Finally, we come to Caravan Sandwitch, a narrative-driven exploration game. Load up your van with tools and hit the road, visiting points of interest that require problem solving and exploration both in vehicle and on foot. There's no sense of urgency here, so sit back and take it all in. There are no distractions like combat or dangerous hazards to navigate, just pure exploration and puzzle solving in a unique world that beckons you to discover its secrets. Caravan Sandwitch was released in 2024 and currently sells for just over $35 Australian. It is Steam Deck verified and should run well on any modern PC. The game is well received with 89% positive lifetime reviews, though there is a dip in recent times which seems to be more about people's dislike of the developers rather than the game itself. The general consensus is that it runs well and the stress-free gameplay is relaxing and exploration is satisfying. On the other hand, some may find this a bit boring with no stakes or urgency, just a story scattered sparsely around in a world filled with characters and communities that are not developed or explored beyond the surface level. It's a beautiful bite-sized game with great atmosphere and a unique story to tell, but if a chill experience is not what you're after, this might not be for you. Personally, I might give it a try if I'm looking for something new to play, but it doesn't appeal greatly to me. Bummer. And there we have it, the selection of games featured in the Humble Choice bundle for October 2025. And what a selection it is! We've seen that this bundle at times could be underwhelming or just simply not appealing, but when they do have a good month, like this one, they make it incredibly easy to recommend. A combination of strong headliners with recent, unique experiences, alongside a highly rated remaster and some absolute indie gems, a variety that's sure to appeal to just about every gamer. Plus, in terms of a pure value proposition, the Choice Bundle this month looks to be an absolute no-brainer for anyone who doesn't already own the headline games. A very easy smash for me. And with that, another month of Humble Choice is in the books. I hope you found this video useful in summarising the offerings and helping you make an informed decision. Do you agree with my conclusions, and is there a game here that you're particularly excited about? Let us know in the comments down below. And if you want to support me and stay informed when the next video drops, please consider subscribing. It helps me out a lot. I'll be back with another Choice Smash or Pass next month, and I'll be covering a few new games in between. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Cheers.